Despair is a narcotic. It lulls the mind into indifference. I suppose that's one of the ironies of life, doing the wrong thing at the right moment. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. Beauty is an omnipresence of death and loveliness, a smiling sadness that we discern in nature and all things, a mystic communion that the poet feels. Patriotism is too deep a feeling to depict in the posing for a photograph. Imagination means nothing without doing. To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down. Man as an individual is a genius. But men in the mass form the headless monster, a great British idiot that goes where prodded. As I began to love myself, I refused to go on living in the past and worrying about the future. Now, I only live for the moment, where everything is happening. Today I live each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. The heart and the mind, what an enigma. This is a ruthless world, and one must be ruthless to cope with it. Life and death are too resolute, too implacable to be accidental. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile through your pain and sorrow. Smile and maybe tomorrow, you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Let us strive for the impossible. The great achievements throughout history have been the conquest of what seemed the impossible. That's all any of us are, amateurs. We don't live long enough to be anything else. That's the trouble with the world. We all despise ourselves. We might as well die as to go on living like this. As I began to love myself, I recognized that my mind can disturb me and it can make me sick. But as I connected it to my heart, my mind became a valuable ally. Today I call this connection wisdom of the heart. My pain may be the reason for somebody's laugh, but my laugh must never be the reason for somebody's pain. Life could be wonderful if people would leave you alone. As I began to love myself, I stopped craving for a different life, and I could see that everything that surrounded me was inviting me to grow. Today I call it maturity. Movies are a fad. Audiences really want to see live actors on a stage. I do not need drugs to be a genius. Do not take a genius to be human, but I need your smile to be happy. I had no idea of the character. But the moment I was dressed, the clothes and the makeup made me feel the person he was. I began to know him, and by the time I walked onto the stage, he was fully born. Failure is unimportant. It takes courage to make a fool of yourself. As I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health, food, people, things, situations, and everything that drew me down and away from myself. At first I called this attitude a healthy egoism. Today I know it is love of oneself. Failure is unimportant. It takes courage to make a fool of yourself. So when I cease to be, I want to go back to the sea. Oh, for the life of a sardine. That is the life for me. Time is the best author. It always writes the perfect ending. In the creation of comedy, it is paradoxical that tragedy stimulates the spirit of ridicule, because ridicule, I suppose, is an attitude of defiance. We must laugh in the face of our helplessness against the forces of nature, or go insane. Man is an animal with primary instincts of survival. Consequently, his ingenuity has developed first and his soul afterwards. The progress of science is far ahead of man's ethical behavior. I believe in the power of laughter and tears as an antidote to hatred and terror. I'd sooner be called a successful crook than a destitute monarch. I always like walking in the rain, so no one can see me crying. All my pictures are built around the idea of getting in trouble, and so giving me the chance to be desperately serious, and my attempt to appear as a normal little gentleman. I have many problems in my life, but my lips don't know that. They always smile. I've arrived at the age where a platonic friendship can be sustained on the highest moral plane.